start with history made, something that hasn't happened in more than 49 years. The world's newest aircraft carrier class had its flagship commissioned, and as you no doubt already know, it is named after West Michigan's own President Gerald R. Ford. 24-hour News 8's political reporter Rick Albin has covered this for years. He's live in Virginia with a wrap of the day's happenings, which included remarks aboard the ship from President Donald Trump today. Rick.
You know, you're right, Leon, because it was 2009 when I first came here, and I've been back for, as of today, 6 other events. The interesting thing is that all of the other events happened here at the Newport News ship line. This is where they built the Gerald R. Ford, from the keel laying to the island landing and the statue unveiling and change of command and the christening all happened here. But now the Ford is across the river and down a bit in its new home where it sits with all the other aircraft carriers, and that ceremony that we saw today was certainly the most spectacular by far.
I hereby place United States ship Gerald R. Ford in commission. May God bless and guide this warship and all who shall sail in her.
President Trump officially commissioned the newest and most technologically advanced warship in the United States Navy.
President Ford.
His acting Secretary of the Navy said it was available for the president's use.
Mr. President, one of your predecessors famously remarked, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." We offer you, sir, a big stick.
There was much talk about Navy tradition, and the event featured time-honored practices for bringing a new ship into the fleet. A few decks below today, it was all about ceremony, but when this ship is fully operational, as many as 75 aircraft will be stored in that hangar bay. And here on the business end of the ship, they can launch up to 1 plane every 60 seconds. There was a good deal of talk about just how important the USS Gerald R. Ford could be to the Navy, but there was also a lot of talk about the former president himself, including from Governor Rick Snyder.
It's not very often that a governor of a state gets to come to the commissioning of an aircraft carrier for someone from their home state.
Well, no, this doesn't happen often. And again, hopefully every Michigander is really proud of this, because Gerald Ford was the manifestation of, what every Michigander would want to be.
Now, before I wrap this up, I want to point out something, because somebody's going to email me. No, that is not the Ford. In fact, that is an old Enterprise back there that has been decommissioned. But here's something interesting. That's CVN 65. CVN 80, which will be built a few slips further over, will be the new Enterprise and part of the Ford class. Now, the celebration is over at the base. The folding chairs have been put away, and it's time to get down to business. I'm told that the USS Gerald R. Ford, fully commissioned, will be on the high seas in the next few days to few weeks, so there will be no time wasted. The Ford will be in service right away. We're live in Newport News, Virginia. I'm Rick Albin, 24-hour News 8.
All right, Rick, thank you. Hundreds of proud Grand Rapidians spent their morning at the Gerald R. Ford Presidential Museum for a free viewing of the Navy's commissioning of their new aircraft carrier. The Gerald R. Ford Presidential Foundation hosted the event alongside the Spartan Nash grocery store chain to give veterans, families, and President Ford fans the opportunity to see history made in Virginia. Attendees also had the option to tour the museum for free and write letters to crew members who will work aboard the USS Gerald R. Ford. Several families took advantage of the educational opportunity.
We just want to bring the kids out, show them this, because it's a president from our hometown, and being from a military background myself, it's just important to get the kids involved in these kind of events, and they like it a lot because there's a big ship involved. So.
Complete coverage, including a look at the specs of this massive ship. You can head to woodtv.com for all the details.